What's going on, everybody? I'm Director J. Alex. If you didn't know, I'm a director, filmmaker, photographer. Like, I do a little bit of everything. I have an entire production company. I wanted to come here today to kind of give you guys a short video on like my career, my upgrades, just a little bit of everything, man. Just like a little speech about what's going on. If you guys didn't know, I've upgraded my camera to the red Komodo. Very small camera, man. Beautiful camera. Love it. Um, I think it weighs like 2 pounds. You really can't beat it. Um, Coming from the Ursa Mini, I think the Ursa Mini is like 6 or 7 pounds. I weighed it like a couple days ago. Um, it's like 6 or 7 pounds, so it's like double that weight. I've seen a lot of people on, the Instagram and the YouTube saying that this camera is very heavy, but when you're coming from an Ursa, I mean, not at all, man. It's like I can understand it does is dense, but not nearly as heavy. Like it's great to have that small body and so much punch in that little camera, man. But yeah, I've just decided to kind of upgrade because the type of work that I do, man, it requires a lot more downtime than a lot of people probably would think. I'm trying to get more into commercial. I've been in music videos a lot. That was my main profession. And just the type of people that I was dealing with music videos, it just really doesn't, it's not flattering for real to me. Where the music video industry is headed, as far as on the rap side, the guys really care about the bang for their buck. And, you can't hate it. I mean, everybody wants the best, quality for the smallest amount of money. I understand. I just don't like the industry as far as that. But I love music videos. They're like my passion. I love being creative. There's no really direction you have to go in. There's no rules you have to kind of apply to it. You kind of can just shoot how you want to, and it's whatever. Saying that, it's kind of falling back into the discipline and why I upgraded to the red Komodo. The red Komodo kind of makes you think more. For instance, my Ursa Mini, since I've had it probably about 4 years now, I think black shading calibration takes like 0.3 seconds. I don't know if it's my camera, something wrong with it, or that's just what it is, but it doesn't take long at all. With the red Komodo, it takes like 2.5 minutes. They also want you to have a body cap on when you calibrate the red Komodo. You're not even really ready to shoot until it's done calibrating, like the temperature is up to speed, everything is like going. So it makes you think, it kind of makes you bask in the situation you're in. You kind of think smarter, you think ahead of time, you plan more. Because with the Ursa Mini, I can just get up and shoot. You know what I'm saying? I can calibrate it, boom, keep going about my business and just shoot, turn it right on. I think the Ursa Mini takes like 10 seconds to cut on, and I think the red Komodo takes probably 30 seconds to cut on. This is all guesstimation. Like, I haven't timed anything. There's a million videos out there for that. I'm just kind of giving you guys the rundown on how it feels. So the red Komodo definitely takes a lot more time than the Ursa Mini, man. So by the time I get to the set, by the time I do things on set, I try to have someone with me now. So now I'm kind of more into having a crew. I'm kind of more into bringing people with me or hiring somebody if I throw them a little something or they just trying to learn. I always bring someone with me because it's way easier, because I can talk to the client. I can just tell the person how to set up, or I can set up and the person can be setting up the lights and we can be up in like 10-15 minutes. It is gives me a little bit more comfort knowing that I'm just not going on set and just shooting and not thinking, because a lot of these cameras kind of get us to that point to where we're just shooting. We're just turn the camera on, just whatever. We got the same settings as the last shoot we did. What this is, you have more creative flow in my mindset and how I believe. I just believe that we all should kind of sit back and step back and understand what we're doing, especially if you want to be a director or a cinematographer and make movies and, do these type of things. Just having the understanding of patience and, hey, trip off the frame rate, or you shooting at the wrong frame rate. We need to shoot this at 30 frames per second for a commercial, or 24 frames per second for a movie, or 60 frames per second for this and all that. And speaking of frame rates, the Komodo is not the best at frame rates, but I'm not a slow motion guy. Like, all my footage is like regular speed. If I do slow motion, 60 frames per second, 4K, I don't understand why I should be able to go past that unless I'm trying to see a fire or something you know, and move in a dramatic way, then I can go to 120. I haven't even shot in 120 on a red Komodo. Honestly, it's just really about who you are as a shooter. If you're just a high action shooter, this camera is not for you because it don't have the best frame rates. But for me, I'm more into filmmaking and music videos. All you need is 60 frames per second for music videos. You don't need the crazy slow motion. Another subject that I kind of wanted to get into was getting things right in camera. With a lot of other cameras that I've used, I've been kind of spoiled. I've had some of the top cameras in my career. You know, not many cameras, but I got some good cinema cameras or whatever. But I'm kind of more used to the run and gun guerrilla style shooting. So when I have a raw camera like this Ursa Mini with the cinematography, you kind of mess up and kind of correct it in post. Saying you can do the same with the red, it's just that these have traffic lights. For you guys that don't know, it's just the red, green, and blue channels on the camera. It shows on an LCD screen. Basically, that's just implying that if you're clipping on the highlights or clipping in the shadows, and you shouldn't see any at all if you're in the perfect setting, and it kind of makes you pay more attention to you getting things right in camera. Bring it, like, you don't want it to be too dark. You want to save every creative decision for like editing and in post. So I used to a lot on the Ursa Mini. It's not very noisy. So when I'm shooting on the Ursa Mini, I can kind of shoot dark as long as what I'm looking at is lit properly. I didn't really care about anything else for real. As far as the Komodo, it's a lot more noisier than the Ursa. You'll see it. You'll see the noise going and all that. And you'll kind of feel like it's a bummer because you feel like, oh, I'm shooting with red and there's noise. You don't want none of that. Not to ramble or anything. It makes you think. So we kind of like everything. We like the subject and we like the scene and everything. And we try to like the scene first, then like the subject next. Because unless we're doing documentary. If we're doing documentary, then we kind of more focus on subject. But as far as anything else, man, you just want to get things right in camera as best as possible with the red Komodo. So lighting the scene correctly, it's everything. It kind of makes you think about it. And I love that about this because it's breaking it more down about science. And it's kind of setting us advanced away from the kind of amateur. And I make amateur mistakes still. I'm not saying that I'm the best cinematographer in the world or director in the world. I still make mistakes, and I believe that we all got something to learn. I'm just saying it kind of makes us kind of step back and get the lighting correctly, because if this is over here, it's way too hot, the red Komodo would tell you, hey, it is hot and you can't correct it in post. It's over in post. With the Ursa Mini, it's a little bit more forgiving, man. With this red Komodo, the file sizes are like ridiculous. It's like crazy huge. With the old MacBook I had, I couldn't even play red Komodo footage on it. So that tells you a lot about that. So I had to upgrade my computer to the Apple M1 Max chip. And it eats it. I can literally play full res videos, color graded, effects, everything on it. And it's like 4K, 100% great. Great computer, handles the red properly. As much as I've known, it's great. I switched actually over from Premiere to DaVinci. I just got tired of Premiere, honestly, man. I'm a cinematographer at heart, director, so I'm a visual guy. So I love color grading. I love all that. I'm still learning it, but I love doing it, and I love just to see beautiful images. So Premiere Pro couldn't really kind of it kind of kept me in a box that I didn't want to be in. So I kind of more so switched over to DaVinci, and I actually bought it so I can learn how to color grade and kind of like just watch videos and pay whoever I got to pay to kind of get my images where I want them, man. I feel like more in control. So I think I'm going to just edit, color grade everything at DaVinci Resolve. I'm just going to do everything, and that is where my workflow is going, man. I'm trying to outsource most of my stuff, like color grading, editing, visual effects. I'm trying to outsource everything. I just literally want to direct, and I don't care about holding the camera unless like I'm doing self project. All right, the footage itself, man, on the red Komodo is beautiful, great. When you're in an uncontrolled environment, it still looks great, but I'm coming from a cinema camera already. Like, I'm already coming from an Ursa Mini, so it's not like 30 times better than an Ursa Mini. In an uncontrolled environment. When I'm in a controlled environment, this red Komodo shines. It shines 100%, man. Everything looks so real. The colors pop. When you're in post and you're editing it, you can just see the difference on how much control you have when you push and pull these images. Like I said, I'm not a pro colorist or anything, so I wouldn't know exactly like the stats on how much different they are as far as dynamic range, but as far as I know, I mean, it's excellent and it's great. So basically, just to wrap things up, man, just to give a full breakdown is I want to make sure that I post more for you guys and kind of give you more cinematography breakdowns if I can, kind of bring you along on shoots and do things like that. And hopefully you guys subscribe, man. Just make sure you like and subscribe to the video. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. I gotta leave, and I'll see you guys later.